One of my very favorite things in the whole wide world, nonviolent communication. Yeah. This is by Marshall B. Rosenberg, PhD, also a psychologist. A language of life. Gosh, nonviolent communication. So I just bought a new copy of this book. So I don't have any underlines in this one. So sad. I gave my underlined version away to somebody who I really thought needed it more than me. Not sure if they ever read it, but at least it's worth a try, right? But nonviolent communication, gosh, what can I say about it that I could do another whole video on this, and I probably will. I think I have actually already. But it's just a beautiful tool. I would say definitely related to if you are in a monogamous romantic relationship, very relevant. But Marshall Rosenberg originally wrote Nonviolent Communication in order to be helpful for peace communications. I forget which countries he worked with. So yeah, he was originally doing peacekeeping work, and that's where he came up with nonviolent communication. But I like to tell folks, again, I could do a whole nother video on this, and I probably will, but self-compassion is also the foundation of nonviolent communication. And I think that Marshall Rosenberg and Resmaa Menakem would both like really vibe with each other, and I'm sure Resmaa Menakem is like down for nonviolent communication, because I think in order to be able to give yourself compassion, you do have to be able to deal with the 5 anchors in the way Resmaa Menakem was describing, in terms of like being able to stay in your body and being able to like actually turn towards yourself and give yourself love and compassion. Is something that's quite difficult to do, and I talk to my clients about it all the time, and it seems like something that is so foreign and alien to be able to actually like turn towards yourself and give yourself true compassion. But it is the foundation of nonviolent communication, as Marshall Rosenberg talks about it. And he says that if you're feeling triggered or frustrated, that it's probably coming from a place of having an unmet need. And he talks about needs, that they are universal, everybody has them, and there's a whole long list of them, things that you never knew that you needed. You can look at the list and be like, oh wow, that is actually really nice to have. And I also like to tell my clients that it's not just a like or like something that you want, it's a need, right? Like it's something that you need and you're not getting it in a situation. And so you're frustrated by that, or you're hurt, or you're angry by that. And so you have to be able to turn towards yourself and give yourself love and compassion, because you need something and you don't have that thing that you need. And sometimes, unfortunately, that is the answer in and of itself, is to be able to just come to yourself with love and care, knowing that you can't get something that you need. And how painful that is. And that's, I think, also where the 5 anchors come in. It's just like, you've got to metabolize the pain, you've got to cry, you've got to play the guitar, you've got to scream, you've got to talk it out to your friend, you've got to shoot a video, you've got to go for a run, you've got to metabolize, you've got to write about it, you've got to sing about it, in order to metabolize it. So Marshall Rosenberg says, like, you need to identify what is the unmet need, give yourself compassion for it, and then think of, you can go a couple of directions after that. So like, one is that you can think of a request that you can make to the other person that you're in a conflict with, as to like how they could meet your need. And he talks about how it's really important that those requests be actionable and specific, not just like be less of an asshole, right? It has to be something like, hug me more, or hug me every other hour. I don't know, like whatever you need, right? Like maybe it doesn't have to be that specific, but like something that somebody can actually like take action on in order to meet your need for affection, for example, if it's the hugging request. Another direction that you can take it after you've given yourself compassion is to be like, okay, what is the unmet need for the other person that is keeping them from meeting my need? Right? So that's you empathizing with what might be happening for that other person as to why they can't meet your need. So in this example of hugging or affection, what might be happening for that other person that they cannot give me the hugs every other hour? Maybe they have an unmet need for autonomy. Maybe they have an unmet need for peace. You know? And so I can then turn towards that other person and be like, hey, I'm wondering if you're really feeling like you need more freedom in this relationship, and it's hard for you to give me the amount of affection that I'm looking for, right? And that would probably be a much more way in order to get my need for more affection met, is if I start the conversation with empathizing with where they might be coming from. So that's just an example that I learned from this book. So I would highly recommend it. Nonviolent Communication. I wish I had known about it sooner in my life. And I mourned that when I first read that book. I really was like, man, this could have been in handy so much sooner than now. But don't be sad about that. I mean, maybe you might need to grieve that if you read it and you're like, wow, you know, gosh, a whole relationship lost over these things that there were actually tools for. So, you know, you might need to grieve that, but also a book that I really recommend. And that is all of the books on my coffee table. If you are still watching this video, I super appreciate you supporting my channel and supporting Dr. Courtney Alex going through some of her likes and dislikes about literature in this world and politics and psychology, a little bit of everything for you here on my channel. So please like, subscribe, keep coming back, and share with your friends. I hope that you have a lovely rest of your afternoon, evening, or wherever you are. Be well.